I'm 8-2 right now, but the dude who got the Cowboys, he on my ass. We battled it out. Not this week, but the week before. Man, that
I,
nigga good.
he
He like
good? You said he was
like he
good?
was. Yeah, he was. The first time I played him, I busted his ass.
Okay.
But like my internet got messed up, so like Spike Lee had to force the game. But I was up like by 30 on him in the fourth quarter. He wasn't coming back. But like the next time we played, I'm like, all right, let me see what he about. Man, Zeke had damn near 200 yards. Cooper
Damn.
had like a buck 70, and he had the game winning touchdown because I was up. It was 4 seconds left, and I
And
was
we're
up
live,
by
by the way,
3.
so. But go ahead.
I was up by 3 with 4 seconds left. He throw basically like a Hail Mary pass to Cooper who was streaking. I usually play middle linebacker, so he got past me, but I had like 3 DBs back there. Man, he did the Odell of like 2014 when he first got in the league for the game winner. I was hot.
That was in the end zone?
That was in the end zone.
Man. I don't know how y'all do it, man. I'm 4-6. I still got a chance to win the division, but it's so much bullshit be fucking happening. It like I'll run with Deshaun Watson, he'll roll over and then he just drop the ball, and it's a fumble.
You see what's
Nah,
going on?
these fumbles be yeah.
Ken, the name is, you put Bubba Watson, it's Bubba Wallace.
Oh, shit.
We was about to put Bubba Sparks.
I was about to go.
But yeah, man, like it'd be so much. Like I had a play that I run, and the shit like is like you look at the DB, and if he break a certain way, you got him. So this motherfucker was looking in. It's like a post route, and he was looking in, and he was about to go take the corner. This motherfucker, no lie, I promise you, was going that way and started backing up and turned around and knocked the play down. There's no way in hell that should have happened. And he didn't just like moonwalk back up. This motherfucker was sliding, and he was gliding and turned around and knocked the, because the dude was open. It was gonna work, and this motherfucker did that shit. I was like, man, my emotions be getting the best of me. That computer be doing some wild ass shit.
Nah, when I played against the Pats, who was the computer, they had Brady. I mean, obviously Brady's still on there. They had that motherfucker. He was so efficient. Like like every pass was perfect. No matter what my defense was.
Man, you know how I messed up Brady? I blitzed him on every play. Even though I lost that game, it was on some BS. I threw like an interception. I threw so many like
You can't mess up. You can't mess up against that team.
yeah, you can't mess up. But I kept Brady in check. You know what happened, man? Their running back, he broke twice on me and wound up with like 220 some yards rushing. You know what I'm saying? Off of like two big runs. But Brady, I just kept blitzing him, dog. Like he too slow. He can't get nowhere. And that O line is not that good. At least not compared to, the Browns D line. This shit with Miles
Yeah.
Garrett. But nah, I was getting in there, bro. I think I had like 4 or 5 sacks that game.
No, I held him only to 16 points. Like he only scored one touchdown. That was a rushing touchdown. Like they was all field goals from there. It was just like it was the clock. I didn't have enough time to come back. But
I just don't understand. I'm fixing the name, guys. How my best receiver. If it was Kiki Kuti or whatever his damn name is dropping the ball, that's one thing. Deshaun Watson shouldn't drop balls when he catches it on like a slant route, first down.
are you talking
Catch
about Hopkins?
Hopkins, yeah, Hopkins. Catch the ball, DeAndre, yeah, Hopkins. Catch the ball, take 2 or 3 steps. The DB come and slow tackle him, and then he just dropped the ball. I just
Yeah, I
don't
hate that. I
understand.
hate that.
It don't make sense. How my best receiver. If it was Kiki Kuti or whatever his damn name is dropping the ball, that's one thing.
Who was that?
That was me. Hold on. Somebody said they can't hear, so we got a lot of issues going on. Hold on. All right, they can't hear. They can't hear you guys. Shit.
Testing 1, 2.
Yeah, I'm not getting audio through.
What happened?
You gonna win your division?
I should. Right now, they got the Steelers over me. Even though I'm 6-3, the Steelers are 5-3. But I guess they must own the tiebreaker or something. I hadn't played against the Steelers because I got into the league at the third game. So the first two the computer played, but I'm not. But yeah, I should win it, man. Like,
Don't you play? Don't you play them right now? Like this week?
I don't know who I play this week.
Why don't you play the Steelers?
I might.
Hey guys, I might because I don't know what's going on. Well, this is my son's laptop, so he's been streaming, so the settings probably got turned around a little bit. Let me try a few different things
I
here.
should definitely win the division. I made wholesale changes, man.
I be looking at the transaction list. I be like, bro, this nigga FIFO be wheeling and dealing.
And you see, I didn't leverage much of the future that I traded for in the first place. I still got four picks in the first 2 rounds.
I got four. I got like I got 1 first round, 2 second, and 1 third. I'm realizing I might have to trade a couple more people during the draft. I hope you could trade during the draft, like players and stuff.
You can't trade players in the draft.
You can't?
Mm-mm.
Well, shit. Then somebody gonna have Andrew Luck next season because he ain't trying to re-sign. So yeah, but really in this game, I ain't gonna say it. But yeah, somebody gonna have Andrew Luck next season because he ain't fucking with me.
Wow. Y'all won in the division. That don't make no sense. What was it? The money? Oh, you over here trying to cheapskate them, huh?
Bruh, I realized this about myself, bro. Like like in real life, I'm all about the players. You know what I'm saying? I support them. They should get their money. In that game, bro, I'm cutthroat. All right, you getting minimum or you getting cut. All right, what?
Wow.
If you ain't,
I pay.
Nah, I ain't paying, bro. Nah.
Look, I got a guy. He wanted 6 years for like 105, but he was a 99. I drafted him, and I was like, man, it's so hard to find talent like that.
It's not. It's really all about speed.
Nah, the middle of linebacker.
Everything
man.
else.
Nah, it ain't about speed. That'd be some bullshit too.
On the defensive side, it's all about speed.
Yes, them motherfuckers be running with my fastest players, man. Middle linebackers and shit.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so the gap is closer now, right? But speed does still kill in this game. You know what I'm saying? So Nick, you saw the wide receivers I got?
Yeah, I seen them. They all like 92s and up.
Yep.
And it's all about their first release. As soon as they get that break and they streaking, it's a wrap.
It's gone. And you saw I got Philip Lindsay because I needed an elusive back, man. Like them big trucker dudes, except for Derrick Henry because he's a cheat code in the game. But I need somebody that I can maneuver with. I need somebody with a fast first step because them gaps be closing quick, bro.
They close dumb quick. That's the reason why I chose the Giants instead of the Bengals because of Saquon. Saquon is
So do you use his leapfrog? Like, do you be jumping over people?
Nah, I mostly use his spin move. His spin move is damn near unstoppable. Like, He'll spin on a dime. He'll be going this direction, and then he'll have like defenders coming right at him. Spin move up to the in the middle of a gap and just go for 30 yards.
That's how Odell Beckham's juke is, bro. It's so quick, bro. Like, I swear to God, like I've never caught so many slanting goals. Like, as soon as he catch it, if you juke, whoever's there is gonna get juked, bro. Mm-hmm. And then his agility is a 98. So as soon as you move him, he moves, and he don't lose no speed.
Yep.
So he out.
As soon as he tuck that ball in, he gone.
He out.
My team just sucks. I think I'll come to the conclusion they're just not good enough. It's Watson a bust. I got to win this division, get in the playoffs, and win the Super Bowl. Because I get in, I'm gonna win it.
Look like he over here talking himself into it. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna box all that up. Hey, I'm in the AFC, Ken. I'm gonna box all that up. I don't know what you're talking about. All that gonna get boxed.
All the teams in the league in the AFC. I just got to deal with the 49ers. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Bro, look. My defense, even though I made some deals, they're young, but I got a lot of value. You know what I'm saying? Like Jerome Baker from the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. Like his like an 88, 89 at middle linebacker. You know what I'm saying? He's like rated. I just got him to 76. You know what I'm saying? Young on the rookie deal. He gonna start getting better. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm telling you, man. Like, this draft. I'm only thinking about D line and D backs, like DBs. I'm gonna get 2 players. And I'm telling y'all right now. Because I already know it. I'm calling it. I'm getting Chase Young and I'm getting Isaiah Simmons.
You said that. Yeah, you said that.
I'm getting both of them. Watch.
Yeah,
And they ain't gonna help your team now one. I'm letting you know right now. Because they always.
So yeah, if everybody watching, I did correct the name. So if you hit refresh, it'll switch to Bubba Wallace, and that'll be that. But look, if he was Bubba Watson, he'll probably be safer than he is as Bubba Wallace. So, I was doing the brother a favor. So all right. So, but anyway, thank you guys for showing up. That was a little Madden talk while we got things squared away on this end in terms of the sound. I think we're good now. Is that what everybody's saying? All right, there we go. They said I'm low now. What the hell? Wait, hold on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. You talking about the people?
Yeah.
If it ain't one thing, it's another. But I'm gonna go ahead and because I ain't starting this shit over again. I think I know what it is with mine. I'll fix that. But anyway, this is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead End Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inge. Joining me on the show, we got FIFO 24/7, Shelton J.
What's happening?
Nikki Duce.
What's Gucci?
And BZ Folk 30.
What up, though?
So, you guys see the title, man. And everybody, I think they said my audio is good. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. Dak, of course. There's some new developments in the world that could potentially impact the NBA as well. So just here for the weekly sports talk, man. Hopefully we only got another month or so to figure out what these shows are gonna look like week to week before we get back to some real sports talk with surrounded by games. But anyway, all right, man. Nick, what you got for us, bro?
I mean, I'm not gonna bury the lead. Let's talk about Bubba Wallace.
Man,
I think B was the one who put it in the chat, but I think we all kind of saw it in real time as far as the report. But yeah, they coming for him because he's supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. Is he the only black NASCAR driver?
I don't think he's
what I've seen. Yeah, I mean,
he's the most popular.
I ain't gonna say he's the only one in history, but I mean, I think he's.
No, I mean like right now.
Yeah, I believe he is. I believe he is, Nick. I believe he is.
Is he the only, or he just most popular?
Well, you asking? I don't follow NASCAR like that, so
based
on my non-NASCAR knowledge, I'm saying he's the only black driver right now today. But
he the only one, man. Because if there was another one, we'll know. You know how it is.
Exactly.
We know all the black people that are minorities in sports because they just stick out.
Right.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, but he found he had a noose hanging on his garage stall. I don't know if it was at his house or at the facility where he drives.
It was at the garage at the track.
Yeah.
So which I'm assuming they have plenty of cameras, so I feel like this should be damn near open and shut case in my opinion.
You would think.
You would think, right?
Yeah, and it's and whoever put it there has some affiliation with NASCAR because nobody else has access to that area. So they got an investigation pending. They're gonna find out who did it.
And he should be banned for life.
No. More than that, press charges and all that.
Man,
that's a hate crime.
Y'all really think they're gonna find the guy, or they're gonna find a?
I don't. Hey, Ken, I'm with you. I don't think they're gonna find him. In my opinion, I would be shocked if NASCAR, because I mean it's dope to see NASCAR really supporting this guy. I mean, shit, they supporting one African American more than NFL support majority of black players.
Yes,
I would be somewhat amazed and surprised if NASCAR go through with this investigation and they find a person and we know who it is and whatever such and such. Like I would be surprised. Like I'm with you, Ken. I'm kind of like, are we really gonna find it out? Like I don't think we are, but I would be surprised if we do. And yeah, I'm with the brother. I'm glad this is not letting him break him. I saw another picture where he was kind of like shedding tears because all the drivers and everybody was showing support of him, in the race and everything. So I think that was dope. And the thing I hate about it too, everybody on social media, I've seen across all social media feeds, everybody bringing up oh, this is not a Jussie Smollett situation. I hope this is not a Jussie Smollett situation. Like, this man found this in his garage, and that's the first thing y'all can think about because y'all going based off of a totally different person. Y'all think just because Jussie does it, now every single black person gonna lie about a noose hanging in their damn garage. Like, come on, stop it. To everybody that's saying that, that's running that story, stop it. Okay, stop it right now.
It's crazy, man. And shout out to Richard Petty, man. Richard Petty. I don't know a whole lot about racing, but what I do know is I remember seeing the 43 car Richard Petty. He's the king. He made it famous. He came out in support. Matter of fact, he's the owner of that car that Bubba Wallace drives, and he's not been seen since COVID hit. But word is he came out today in support of Bubba Wallace in this situation, and that says a lot, man. When you got some of these old heads who've been around since NASCAR has been how it is, and we know it to be like a racist sport. That's how it's always been portrayed. For him to come out and support, man, that just means a lot. It does to me, man. It speaks volumes because he didn't have to do that, and he did. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, I was getting feedback from my mic. Yeah, still am. I'm gonna switch to the computer. Hopefully that'll help. But you know, I don't know, B. Like, I think you and I we're on the same page in terms of how we looking at this one. I would like to believe that they'll find this guy or whoever did it, because he didn't actually find it. Somebody that works there found it for him.
Yep.
And reported it, and they took immediate action. And from what what's his name was saying, the guy that was on First Take, the white guy, is he was saying that they were taking it serious, and that they've all learned a lot, during this time about everything that's kind of going on, and just how they were being complicit without even knowing it, and that they're all growing because they want their sport to be not seen as that way. Because you're right, Shelton. I still think that NASCAR is racist. Just because you trying to protect the one black that you got, don't mean you're gonna change anything. You got rid of the flag, and I think that's all great. Does that necessarily mean the players are? No, but I think we are in a time where a lot of businesses and stuff are looking to change and move forward in a positive direction and get rid of a lot of these old things that honor basically, this idea of patriotism, which is a lot of bullshit anyway. But nevertheless, it is what it is. Like, this whole country was founded off of stealing shit and brutalation and murder. So none of the things that America is known for are original ideas. Nevertheless, they are trying to do something different, and I will welcome that because hopefully that will impact the generation to follow. So, for them to go back to something like a noose, for people to be hung, I mean, it's cool he said you're not going to take my smile away, and that's fine, but that's still too damn passive for me. Like, shit, I don't, you don't want to be the angry black guy, but, that still sound like, you can be punked. Nevertheless, I everything I've seen, it looks like they're trying to do right. And I'm okay with that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But if you go look at the comments, no. That's on another story that we'll get to. But yeah, Bubba, hold your head. Because Bubba's done a lot. Bubba spoke out, and they made changes. They didn't have to do that. But Bubba was fed up like a lot of people. And they got rid of the Confederate flag. They lost some racist fans. And maybe the sport moving forward will be less overtly racist.
That's the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, but man, I don't
Bubba's
know.
ass
We'll see.
winning.
I don't. So what's that?
I say Bubba ass better start winning though. Win something.
Yeah. Nah, man, we'll see. But has he won any races?
I don't think so. I think he's placed. I think the best he's placed is second, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that.
Dang, has he ever been on the? Don't they have a game? Don't they have NASCAR have a racing game? I wonder has he been on the cover?
Probably will in this next one.
Now he gonna be on the next one. Yeah,
They gonna have a Black Lives Matter mask on too.
He won the Kroger 200 in 2013, and let's see,
Damn, that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, and
that's what Bubba need to be wearing instead of that damn flag that he got around his mouth. You know, but hey, we'll see. But damn, a noose. How long? I wish they would have took a picture of it.
right.
I was curious to see how it sounds. Cause I mean, how do we know it's a noose? Maybe it was a rope. Was it hanging up in the locker?
Yeah,
It was like in his area in his garage for where his car goes. So was
it like a lasso?
That's what I was thinking. Like, what if somebody just left something there on accident?
Hey man, I got this for the pit stop, man. I don't never know when you come break that. I don't know when we got to pull you, man. It's a little tug of war here. And but yeah, man, you know, when I was watching First Take this morning, and the impassioned speech that the guy that covers sports, that sport for a while, you know, he it sounded like they're really, really, really trying to make changes in NASCAR. Growing up, it was one of the things that sometimes I like playing the game at times more than watching it. But growing up in Mississippi, when it's on TV and you don't have shit else to watch, you'll watch it. And everybody knew all the popular, racers at the time. And I've been to a racing. I've been to a few. Have any of you guys ever attended one?
Man, hell no. I don't even know why you asked that question.
I've never been to one.
I heard my boys have though. They say I've heard it's pretty dope.
It is. I had to go when I was covering sports in Meridian, Mississippi. We had to go to that. I've been to that. I've been to what's the shit with the bull?
Oh, the rodeo?
Yeah, rodeo. I've had to cover that shit, and we talking about surrounded by white people. I
never know any black person growing up in Detroit that was in the NASCAR.
They said that hockey is like that too. Hockey is amazing in person.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, I've been to
the fights.
I've been to a couple of hockey games before during the Red Wings like heyday, like they dynasty years. When they used to play Colorado Avalanche and yeah, those games was crazy. But just my experience going to a hockey game, I mean, white folks that was there, it was cool as shit to me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like, oh shit, I feel kind of out of place in here and nothing like that. Like they was cool when I went to the hockey games. The times that I went to the hockey games, so. But I've never been interested in going to a NASCAR event or going to see something like that.
Yeah, like for me, I'm big into cars, and I watch NASCAR every now and again, but I don't necessarily I don't know if I'll ever go. That's interesting. The most redneckish thing that I've done is I've been to like a monster truck thing. You know where they be jumping cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Those. It was pretty cool. I didn't feel no type of way about like the people that was there.
Noah Perez said Bubba has been in the top 15 in the last few races, and they said he almost won today. See?
Yeah.
If they really cared about this brother, they would have let him win.
Just let him go and win for the culture.
Because I saw something like they pushed his car to the front. I saw
that. No, man, you gotta earn wins, Ken. We can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just us. Come on, man. What type of
they already take the Confederate flag down.
They owe us one, FIFO.
Hey, look, brother. Earn your win, Bubba. Earn your win, bro.
Ken, he got a morality win.
Huh?
He got a morality win. That's what he gonna get that win in. Anything else, he gonna have to earn that.
I guess. Anyway, keep your head up. I don't think this is a Jussie thing. That's and see that and
It's because
this
of the
is all
news. It's because of
Jussie's
the news.
fault. See, this is the shit. When these motherfuckers go out and do shit like this, they turn around and try to use this shit against us. Jussie.
I mean, we knew that once we found out when we heard the whole story about Jesse. Like, all right, this is gonna be a clip note to the next real racist thing that's gonna happen with the noose. You know, like,
yeah,
it just come with the territory with that.
Nah, this is real, man. These white. There's white people are mad. White people are mad, especially in NASCAR. They took the flag away. You know, the one black guy that they allowed in their sport turned against them and turned all the whites against them. And they not trying to hear it. They're gonna burn the cross next. You better be careful. Better be careful. Anyway, what else we got?
If we could talk about some other sports before we get to like the NFL, NBA stuff, because I just saw on the ESPN's website the MLB PA, which is probably the best PA of any sport, has rejected the MLB's 60-game offer. They voted 33-5 to reject the offer. That also had extended playoffs too. So I don't know what that means for baseball this year, but
it means it's over, is what it means. There's no baseball. There's no way they can't agree. First off, MLB is trying to get him to take a lesser salary, so I think they're trying to pay him 70%, and they're asking for 100. That's the biggest obstacle in that whole conundrum that they're having. And neither side wants to budge. Everybody wants to be the man. Don't nobody want to give in. So I think they're done anyway. I just feel like it's done. I don't see how they can recover at this point. Because nobody, unless one side just completely gives up and gives up more, it's just not going to happen. Because that's where the issue is, the money.
So they don't want to play the reduced games So the last I saw that they were talking about 60 or 82 games or whatever. It's and they didn't want to do that and not still receive their full pay.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of shit is that?
Because they still, I guess, contract wise, if I sign a contract, I'm supposed to get paid this amount of money this year, and I'm still playing baseball. Why am I not getting my full amount of money on that contract? Why do I have to reduce it just because the game's reduced?
Because you haven't played all of those games. That's why. Like,
correct.
The whole league is not playing a game. You didn't get hurt.
But here's the thing though, like contracts aren't necessarily based by like per game. It's based on the year, and if we're gonna play the year, I want my money. It's not like my contract. I'm gonna make this amount.
It really is.
How is it selfish?
That's not what the contract language is.
Exactly.
Legally, that's not what the contract language is.
It's selfish in the sense that you know that the sport is hurting as a whole, and you got to think some of those teams are floating by. You know, like the A's, and some of those guys don't have. Just like some of the other sports, some of your lesser teams are the one that are hurt the most in situations like that. They can't afford to pay you without fans in the stands.
Man, my pocket's hurting. My pocket's hurting. That's what the players are saying. My pocket.
Everybody's is.
But here's the Shelton. Let's be honest. Baseball's attendance is not what drives their revenue. Let's be honest. We look at them empty ass stadiums, bro. They don't be packing stadiums throughout the season, dog. They really don't.
Until October.
Yep. They really don't pack the stadiums like that. So come on. Let's come off for the ticket thing. The majority of their money come off of that TV revenue.
Sometimes, in some cases, a lot of it comes from TV. Now that is definitely for sure. But you still talk about look it up. It's 69 million people went to games in 2019. That's a lot of people went to games. That's a lot of money to make up. And you know how expensive it is to go to. But you know how expensive it is to go to a baseball game.
It is one of the most expensive the sports to go to. You can get like a ticket for like $30.
Baseball game.
Baseball?
A baseball game, bro.
Yeah.
I've been to baseball games for $20.
Exactly.
Trust Jordan.
Yeah, but where did you sit though? Like you think about
that ain't the question. That ain't the question. It's about attending the game, period.
But the lower level seats, how expensive they are, the food, that's a lot of money you giving up. So
you talking about somebody that's trying to have a good time. We just talking about the game itself.
Well, but what I'm saying is when you take that money out of the equation, you got to take it from all places. If everybody else got to take a pay cut, everybody, the owners losing, the ticket booth people losing, everybody losing, including the players. So everybody got to put in a little bit.
But your pay cut ain't equal to my pay cut. The owner's pay cut isn't equal as far as how much it hurt me as much as a player.
And it shouldn't be equal, but it should be something. There's no way I can pay you 100% when we're not getting 100% in return.
So I know where they get the 70% from. So I just Googled it. The first thing that comes up is saying that 30% of MLB's revenue comes from the gate. So they want to pay 70% of that of what that salary is, because 30% of that they're not going to technically have.
Right. So even if, to me, they should get at least 80% anyway. That way, you're being fair. You're not making them give up everything that you're giving up.
But this pandemic it surprised everybody. So like, you can't just redo contracts because of a pandemic.
But there are a lot of CEOs and presidents of universities and other people are taking money now. Like, it is selfish. I do think it's selfish, but I will say this: on the other side, have the owners agreed to take any pay cuts themselves?
A lot of them have. Like a lot of those owners in upper management aren't paying themselves at this time at all. So that's my point. Yeah, because you look at who is it? Is it A-Rod that's not getting paid? It's a couple of them that aren't. They cut their salaries. Plus the front office got rid of certain employees and cut their salaries in a lot of the teams. So in saying that, if they taking pay cuts down to nothing almost, you could at least cut yours back to at least 80%. You can't get 100. There's no way for you to get all your money. It just don't work like that. I don't think it should. I mean, got a gripe, but I don't think it should.
All right, so let's see. They wanted to take another pay cut. So
60 games.
They agreed to take one pay cut, but won't do another one. So if that's the case, because this whole shit's been confusing to me. Let's see.
Hey, 12 Kyle say, Ken, what's wrong with your audio? It sound like you broadcasting from Jupiter.
Hold on. I turned it down because I was getting an echo. All right, let me turn it back up some more. But either way, man, like, this whole thing has been confusing to me, and I think it's a bad look for Major League Baseball. The players look selfish. The owners look greedy, and no one's coming to the resolution. They're not really working together. And I was really interested to see or feel, what does a 75 game season feels like in baseball. Does it make the games that much more impactful or meaningful when you only have a limited number of games to make the playoffs? That would have been interesting to me.
They still saying they can't hear you, Ken.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Young say you got the yin yang whisper. Hey, these are great comments.
Kyle said he can hear you now.
Oh, he can hear you now.
All right, there we go.
Now we can't even hear you.
Y'all can't hear me?
They say better, but we can't hear nothing.
Oh, yeah, it says my microphone. Okay, hold on.
Maybe how you had it before, right before you cut it off.
All right, what about now?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Yeah. Can y'all hear?
Yeah.
I can hear.
Yeah, this is not my normal setup, so I'm kind of working on the fly. Should have took my ass to the studio. But either way, as I was saying, or what I was saying was that I was interested in seeing what a reduced game schedule looks like with baseball, because that's been one of the complaints that people have had for years. And they're sitting here. The players look selfish and the owners look greedy, or they both look greedy. You can say if that's what you want to say, but they're harming themselves because they could really be the only sport playing right now, possibly, theoretically. But because of this, or they can get a head start on everybody else, and then people would be forced to watch the sport. Maybe they get new fans, but alas, that is something that they didn't choose to do. But whatever this agreement was in March that they agreed to, looks like it will be the plan. And if what I read a few seconds ago, if what they were fighting over this time was a second pay cut, then I'm with FIFO and Nick. The owners are on that bullshit. So if somebody in the chat, if you guys can let us know in simplistic terms, that would be great. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. So we'll see.
I got a random question. Did y'all know the ESPYs was last night?
No.
No.
And no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just watching TV and I saw that they were showing clips from. I don't know if it was Russell Wilson and Sierra hosting it, but they had a lot of time on the show. But
Did they do it like virtually or something?
Yeah,
or like,
most of it was virtually. And like they had like some players do like a recorded message about like certain categories and certain awards and stuff like that.
Who won what? You know who won what?
I got the list. Hold on.
What kind of fucking table is this?
Yeah, as far as the Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Award, that went to Kevin Love, Nelson Cruz of the Minnesota Twins, the McCourty brothers from the Pats, Maya Moore, Titus O'Neil from WWE. Let me see. What else? The Pat Tillman Award for service, Kim Cavill for boxing. Let's see. It wasn't like anything really that interesting, to be honest, as far as the award winners. It wasn't like, I don't think they really did any big awards for real. It was just more about like the humanitarian stuff and courage awards and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it couldn't be no best team because a lot of sports got canned.
Yeah, right. Or didn't even finish at all.
Right.
So yeah, it was just pretty much like all the feel good awards. But yeah, it came on last night. Russ had a Black Lives Matter message. I think it started off the show. It was with him, that one soccer person who took the knee, like Cap. I forgot her name, but she was in it, and I think someone else. But yeah, they did a Black Lives Matter tribute, and then Russell Wilson had like a little skit that he did with Sierra as far as walking the red carpet. But everybody else, all the superstars were like cardboard cutouts of themselves. So.
Damn, yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't. They promoted it probably shittily. Like it was just, I didn't hear a peep about it really.
Russ did a Black Lives Matter, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. I was like, goddamn, we got to this point, didn't we? Boy.
Let's move on before I.
Let's move on. Yeah, I'm about to say we try to do solidarity, right? Black Fist over here, solidarity. We can go to the NFL topic. This is, I think Kyle's been hitting me up trying to request this topic for the longest. Obviously, it's about Dak signing that franchise tag for $34 million. So obviously, we got to this point throughout all those arguments and disagreements about Dak's contract. He signed a franchise tag, so he's good for one. He's still going to get paid the most he's ever gotten paid, but it's only once for one season. Do y'all think that the Cowboys will draft a QB next year?
Who want to go first? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's a wrap for Dak in Dallas. He might as well give it up.
Well, so Ken, you think it's a wrap regardless of how they do, like or like say if Cowboys get to the NFC or make it to the Super Bowl, do you think it's still a wrap for Dak?
Yep, I think Dak needs to go fully black this year because he ain't gonna be back in Dallas at all. He needs to be out there kneeling with everybody. He needs to do everything else because he done tap dance for Jerry. and Jerry didn't do right by that brother, and that's it. He got Andy Dalton. So if there's a quarterback to be had, and we know the Cowboys are at least good for at minimum at best 8-8. So they'll. I think they'll draft a quarterback, man. They done with that. Look, I told y'all they don't want Dak like that. I'm gonna stand behind it. Everybody else getting paid except Dak Prescott. That man deserves to get paid. That man, at least in one season, went 13-3. So
Yeah.
you know what the man can do. Pay that brother. I still don't think he top 10, or he was top 10 last year. That was the whole thing. But in terms of getting paid, I always said he should have gotten paid, and he should be paid now, because one of the arguments Nick said was statistically, and a lot of people say statistically the numbers are there. It didn't translate to a lot of win. He got it on a lot, beat up on a lot of teams. I know they may be using that in the negotiations and holding that against them, but it is what it is. That Jerry Jones never really fucked with Dak like that. We all know this. Remember how long it took him to name Dak the starter when Romo got hurt? Just look at the history. Follow the action.
Yeah, but the fact that he moved on though, you know what I mean? That
He had
was
no
that's
choice. Remember?
I think, man, if he have a good year this year, though, and like you said, if they can make it to the NFC Championship game, he'll be back. I think that he does have to go a little bit further to prove it by making it there, but I think he'll bring him back. I don't think Jerry is that far off.
Let me ask you this, Shelton. Why does he have to prove it this year? And I think that's like, I know we have our internal debates here on this show, and it's about one thing, it's less about this money issue because we're all aligned there. Why do you think Jerry, after what he's seen, 13-3, won a playoff game, as Nick loved to say, was a throwaway from beating or went toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers? What more does he need to see?
I just feel like A, the color of the skin does make a difference. And B, I think that he felt like he's been burnt before. Jerry has. So Jerry just would rather be
burnt by who? Burnt by who?
Just in general with some of the decisions that he's made by players. And
that's
I'm not
a
saying
long
it's
time
right.
ago.
No, I'm not saying he's right. I think he's completely wrong. I think he should pay Dak and just keep it moving. Because Dak is the face of the franchise. That's exactly what you should want if you're Dallas. I don't think you can do better at this point in the draft unless you're going to get a Trevor Lawrence or what's his name? Justin. Other than that, Dak is your man. And Dak has proven himself to be durable and a leader.
I think regardless of how the season ends, based on how we got to right here, right now, he's done in Dallas. Whether it's this upcoming draft or the next one, I think within the next few years, he's either going to be traded or he's going to be released. I just, like Ken is saying, like, he's never had a losing season as a QB, as a starter QB. He hasn't had a losing season. You can't say the same thing about Carson Wentz. You can't say the same thing about a bunch of other plethora of quarterbacks who are still starting and who've gotten paid. I mean, look, even Jimmy G has had losing seasons, but it's just, I think it's really honestly just the fact that he doesn't think he's worth that money. And if he gets to an NFC title game, what do you think he's going to say at the contract? Like, he's going to be like, I want you to double that. I want to get Patty Mahomes money because I just took the America's team to either a title game or damn near close. So I think Jerry has made his decision. He's shown his true colors when it comes to Dak, and unfortunately, I just hope the brother doesn't get hurt this year. Pretty much.
Me too. That's my hope as well. I just want him to prove everybody wrong and prove that he belongs. I just hope you pay that man during the year at some point. Just say, let's go ahead and get this done. But I would really like to be a fly on the wall to see why it's not done.
So Shelton, he's going to sign his franchise tender, and I believe he has until July 15th to negotiate a long-term deal. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't happen by then he becomes a free agent, and obviously he can sign another franchise tender, sign a long-term contract at the end of the season.
Okay, correct. So as it stands now, then he has until they can still negotiate until August, right?
Either August 15th or July 15th or something.
Okay.
I think they might have extended it.
All right, so I'll say this. That will tell me everything I need to know.
It don't even got to get to that point. It already is what it is.
I feel you.
What is 3 weeks? Or what is a month from now or a few weeks from now going to change a whole? Then it's been 2 years almost because we knew his contract was coming up for the last couple of years.
But check this out. I think that him going to sign the franchise tag could kind of mean something as well. Maybe they are in better talks at this point. Let me get this signed so we get more time and we get this done. That could be the case too. And like I said, at the same time, in worst case scenario, you look at how it was for what's his name in Minnesota?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Cousins. How it was for Cousins in Washington. How many franchise tags did he sign? 2?
Yeah, but he didn't have the pedigree of Dak. He lost a lot of seasons. You know what I mean? He's been hurt. Like Dak, you can't say those things about Dak. Like Dak has always started. Dak hasn't had a losing record, regardless of how he played.
Right, I agree. I agree that he shouldn't have to. I just still think that's what they're going by, though. That's kind of how, I'm trying to play the other side. Then I'm on, if that makes sense. That's kind of how he's looking at it, and that's probably how they're going to treat it. So, they're not saying what he deserves. I know what he deserves, but what he deserves and what he gets is 2 different things. So we just got to see how it plays out. But I don't think he's done. I think he's going to be in Dallas long term because they ain't got no way to get no replacement for real. Like I said,
they could trade him.
Would you say trade him?
Yeah,
that's possible, but I don't think it's probable.
Yeah, like like who's gonna trade something to get that? Like what team is really out there?
Someone who may be a QB away from making a run, like the Bears. I can see
the Bears, possibly
the Browns. If Baker has a bad year, they'll trade Baker. They'll let him go.
But I think they would rather draft somebody with a higher upside.
Right.
But this is a guaranteed. It's not. There's no upside.
It's not a guaranteed. It's not a guarantee. And I want to pose one question to everybody on the panel right now. What is realistically? What is the difference between Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott?
Winning. Leadership.
Kirk Cousins is 1-2. Leadership is questionable.
All right. Why are we questioning now?
When we look at that stuff, yeah, that those intangibles do make a difference to me too. But talent wise, people can say they kind of on the same level. So
Dak is a better athlete than Cousins. Don't do Dak like that.
I'll give you that. It's slightly better. Yeah. Kirk is a pretty good athlete.
Kirk don't run. Kirk does not run.
But Kirk is a little bit better throwing than Dak.
Yep. And Kirk is elusive in the pocket. He's not a better athlete, but at quarterback, I'd rather have more pocket awareness than just straight flat running. The reason why I bring Kirk Cousins up is because I feel like they're in the same tier of quarterback. And I think Kirk Cousins got paid, and at the time he was one of the highest paid, but not the highest paid, or was he? Maybe
he was one of the only few quarterbacks to get a fully guaranteed contract as Kirk Cousins.
Okay. At the end of the day, I don't know if Dak is going to get what he truly deserves, but Kirk Cousins is a good barometer of who he is and arguably what you're going to pay for him, and then you have to look at how that hinders you. And that's always been all these weeks that we've been talking about Dak Prescott's contract. What is Dak? Where does Dak rank? This, that, and the third. That's all I've said about Dak is the fact that you got to have a lot of pieces around him. And when you pay him that much, it limits the pieces that you put around him. And he hasn't been hurt. Yeah, he's been really good. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers threw the miraculous pass. But at the end of the day, is he truly a Super Bowl winning quarterback? Is he a guy that you truly believe that's going to get you over that hump because you're going to pay him like he is?
Either way, it's fucked up. And if Kirk Cousins is the measuring stick, that's cool because Kirk Cousins got paid. multiple times, guaranteed money, without being an average quarterback in terms of winning. I think he just won his first playoff game. I might be wrong with that. I don't know, but
In year what? Year 7 or 8?
yeah. So, but he got paid. So we'll see, man. Like I said, I'll wait. I'll be fair. I'll wait until August or July. I'm more or less still with Nick. Like, I've seen what I needed to see, but there is some evidence, like Shelton said, that there may be something. And if BL pointed out in the chat, if it's the difference between 4 or 5 years, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
My thing is like the whole pandemic. You've had nothing but space and opportunity to have these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
If like no one's doing nothing, so you have nothing time. You have more time to talk now than probably ever, and you're still and luckily for football, it ended before the whole pandemic happened. So you've had all this time to do all this conversation, and we still come up with a franchise.
You
And
know,
I respect-
you would think that, but a lot of times, man, a lot of it's on what we're gonna have with the season, what's going on. It's kind of like in layman's terms, it's like if we might get laid out from our job, so let's just wait and see if we're gonna take this honeymoon trip or this trip we about to go on. Because you know what I'm saying, we going to the beach, but I don't know if I want to go because I don't know how it's gonna look next week at work. It's kind of like that with them too. So they really don't know.
But then why have the draft? Why do the draft? Because the draft, you're dealing with contracts right then and there.
But see, they did that part, but that part is pretty much set in stone.
Yeah.
But if you notice, I saw something today that they're talking about pushing the season back to January at this point.
Really?
So, yeah,
that was my next question was going to be about. Like, some of the NFL players are talking about they are looking forward for the season to be delayed.
Yes. So a lot of the stuff that would normally happen, like some of these contracts and some of that kind of stuff, is kind of like in limbo too. So that plays a part. The pandemic would make sense if it was just straight time and we knew, okay, we know we got a start date for the season. So that kind of throws a lot of stuff off schedule too, off kilter too. So if you notice, a lot of people are sitting there waiting on money. Jadavion still waiting on some money. Cam doesn't have a team. A lot of these players, are kind of like in limbo. And some of them are signing because like Jamie signing with New Orleans was like a panic move if you look at it from my perspective. But I feel like we just in a limbo state.
Clowney not waiting on money. Clowney turning down money.
Yeah,
Clowney acting like his last name.
Clowney acting like he the baddest bitch in the club.
Bro. Like, I think it's 15 mil from Seattle and the Browns. Like, I get the Browns, but to turn down Seattle like that, I don't know what your asking price is, bro. But that
probably about 18. I think I would have took the Seattle deal just to be back on that team, play with Russell one more year.
Yeah,
just to see what can happen because him in the playoffs with Seattle is scary.
Yeah, you can. It's a perfect situation. He could be lazy throughout the season and let Russell do all the work, and then he show up in the playoffs and wreak havoc. So that's why Clowney want to go to a playoff team because he don't want to have to work that damn hard.
Right. There's another player that's dealing with contracts, or he's talking about trying to move teams. Jamal Adams. We talked about this in the chat. The safety from the Jets. Is he as good as he think he is?
Hell yeah.
Yes, he is.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What you got? Is he the best safety? Is he the best safety in the league?
He's one of them. Yeah, he's up there.
How you gonna say hell yeah? Then you gonna say arguably? Hell yeah means that he's the best safety in the league.
Because there's other great safeties as well. Jamal.
So how does he stick out?
Huh?
How does he stick out?
Because he does a little bit of everything. He's great at coverage. He comes up and he packs a punch. His awareness is up there. He was ready to play day one. And there's a lot of football players that come into the league, but there's very that are ready to play, but there's very few that have an impact the way he's had an impact. But obviously, a safety isn't going to turn your team around. It's you got to stack pieces. And the Jets, the way that they've been ran over the last 15, 20 years, they're not right. They haven't been even decent since the Rex Ryan year. And we talk that's almost 20 years ago now.
Right.
You know, so to me, yes, he is amazing. He's great. He's impactful, but he ain't gonna do nothing for the Jets. So the Jets might as well move on from him and get what they can. Look. You and I keep preaching this, right? Like, and Ken and Nick are both in the Madden League with me. Move on from players, get draft picks, get younger, get more talented, get cheaper. Look at what the Dolphins did last year, right? Everybody questioned Laramie Tunsil and Mika Fitzpatrick, and it's worked in their favor. Because at the end of the day, when you can't win, you have to make wholesale changes, and you got to bring in the talent and the people that are right for what you're trying to build. And what is the direction of the Jets? Yeah, they got a quarterback in question that, you know, all right, is he a franchise quarterback? Is he just good? Like, is he Kirk? Like, what is he? We still don't know, because you still haven't even put nothing around him. Move off of Jamal Adams, get you some draft picks, protect Sam Darnold, get him more weapons. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
they have to have a plan, and I don't know what the hell their plan is. But Jamal Adams is amazing, and he needs to go to a team where he can take them over the top, because it ain't the damn Jets.
The Jets is asking for too much. They asking for 2 first-round picks, a partridge, and a pitcher pear tree. You know, like it's too damn much. Come on, man. And then then whatever team he gets signed or gets traded to, he's asking for 20 a year, because his contract about to be up.
He's asking for too much.
So he ain't that good. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna answer my own damn question. He ain't that good.
Yeah, he's good. His position is just not warranted to get that kind of money. You're not gonna get defensive end money at safety, but he deserved to be paid like a top safety. But he's asking for top defensive player money, and that's a little different. Plus, it's like you said, FIFO, moving on sometimes is in the best interest. You talk about Minka. Minka was becoming a cancer with that team in Miami. So moving on from a cancer, and that's what Jamal's going to be right here with the Jets. So you got to get that stuff up out of there and get younger players in that you can groom and kind of teach your way. So when you do start making moves and turning that corner, you got the right attitudes to go along with it. And you can't keep nobody that want to be kept. But he's not helping his cause, telling fans he want to go to Dallas. So
I don't know why he's trying to go to Dallas. Dallas can't afford him at this point. If Dallas trades for Jamal Adams and then pays him that money, first of all, that's a huge slap in the face to Dak. And two, what do you like? You don't have the most important piece in this puzzle. You're getting everything else. Like, you don't have a QB. Nothing moves without the QB. We've seen that with the Jets in 2020, like FIFO talking about. Nothing can move without a QB. You can have the greatest defense of all time. If you don't have at least a decent QB, it ain't going.
Time.
Will we call Matt Hasselbeck a decent QB? Or Tim Hasselbeck, whichever Hasselbeck won with the Ravens?
Are you talking about Trent? What's his name?
Trent
Dilfer. Yeah,
you know Trent Dilfer.
He's an anomaly. Is he the rule or the exception?
He is the exception. But I'm saying Andy Dalton better than Trent Dilfer.
Trust me, I have seen plenty of footage of Andy Dalton. It ain't that much different.
And I'm not saying that it is, but what I'm saying is that dudes like Jerry Jones, they feel that they're gonna win no matter what because they're the ones making the moves. And that Andy Dalton, even though I think it is a solid pickup for them because it is a very quality backup and occasional starter, but I think Jerry Jones really feels that if I go get Jamal, I've already paid Zeke, I've paid Amari, I paid everything else. As long as we got a decent quarterback, we can win. I really feel that's how Jerry Jones thinks.
Yeah.
And he's been thinking that way for the last 20 years since they last one with Emmett and them. And it ain't been working since.
But not necessarily, because I think Tony Romo was a little bit better than the middle of the pack.
But he lucked up on Tony Romo. He was undrafted.
And he lucked up on Dak.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
That white man luck, I keep telling y'all.
You know, he can't draft quarterbacks. Like, remember he had Quincy Carter and all these guys. He might make the move, you know, but, you know, Jamal ain't worth that money. Like, you know, if I was running the Jets and he asked for that, yeah, you out. Holla. Because I think, and FIFO said it. Like, I'm sitting here listening to you guys talk, and all I'm thinking about is Sam Darnold, and at some point he's gonna have to get paid, and especially if he's as good as they think he can be. So you don't want to invest all that money in Jamal Adams when the quarterback could be the one that take you over the top. So at some point they'll probably come down from the asking price. I feel they'll probably have to, but he's legit, man. He's legit, like easy top 3, top 5. Yeah,
I'm cool. I'm cool with that, but he ain't no Ed Reed. He ain't no Troy Polamalu.
he right up there with him, man.
He ain't no game changer like that. Otherwise, the Jets would have won some more games.
No.
Well,
You're talking about Troy Polamalu with Pittsburgh. That team. Yeah.
I understand. I'm not saying he's a Hall of
and
Famer
Ed
right
Reed.
now. I'm just
The players that you compared him to that won games have way better teams than Jamal Adams.
I'm saying he doesn't have an impact like those safeties, or even like if you look at a defensive player like Micah Fitzpatrick. As soon as he got to the Steelers, he made a difference.
The team was better.
But the Jets defense.
Hold on.
And a better coach.
Wait. Pause all that. So you're saying that Micah Fitzpatrick is better than Jamal Adams?
I'm saying his impact on a team is better than Jamal Adams. I'm
And
not saying the players.
Therefore, Micah is better than Jamal Adams.
No, I didn't say that.
The better. So what you're saying? Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm saying for as good as he is, I expect more impact. If Micah Fitzpatrick can have impact, he should have more impact. That's what I'm comparing.
But the players in front of Micah are way better. TJ Watt is
CJ Mosley is with the Jets. What do you mean? Okay. That's a good linebacker.
And what else? They got like one D lineman, and that's about it. Everybody else is super mediocre on that damn defense outside of them 3.
And he didn't have a coach. Sam Darnold was hurt. Do you know the Jets went 6-2 to finish the season? 6-2. So, I mean, is
that because of him?
Huh?
He's the reason why. He's a leader on the team. He's top 3 best player on that team. If you go 6-2, you're a top 3 player. You're part of the reason why you go 6-2.
Yeah. When Sam Darnold came back, they went 6-2 down the stretch. Nobody noticed. So what that tells me is that as great as he is, he's not a quarterback. He's not like this super elite running back. He plays defense. And he's damn sure ain't Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis can damn play defense on offense. That's how damn good he was. But Jamal Adams isn't that. So he needs the offense has to be better. All these other pieces have to be in place for him to have the noticeable impact.
And that's why I look at him as a piece, not the piece. Because if he was the piece, I would be willing to pay.
If you would have put Jamal Adams on that Pittsburgh team, you would have had the same results.
You would have better results. You're a better player than Minka. Way better player. They're not even the same.
But FIFO, I always go back to this point because you brought this point, and I really like this point that you always bring up. Mm-hmm. If you can only be good with other people around you and you can't be good by yourself, that says a lot to me.
But he was good by himself.
Exactly.
Not enough to impact the team like that.
But at safety, bro, like, look, there's only but so much you could do.
Because Ken,
you're literally the last line of defense. Like, if it get to me, it's an issue. It's a problem. It shouldn't even get to me.
Right.
Like,
I should be literally the
here's
carry
the
on
thing.
top.
Yeah, if Jamal Adams make plays and get turnovers or get big stops and do all that, if he does his job and makes an impact on the field, and you hand it back over to the offense and they don't do shit with it, like, what is he gonna do?
He can't run and throw it to himself.
And that's fine. I agree with y'all on that. But for what he's asking for and what the Jets are asking for to trade him, he ain't worth it. He's not that impactful player. He ain't the position, like you said, the position that he's in, he's the last line of defense, which means that by the time that things are blown up, he ain't helping out anyway. It's already too late.
No. See, the safety's primary job is to clean everything up. If it gets to me, I'm the cleanup man. If the running back get to me, he can't get past me, bro. Because if he get past me, he's scoring. They're the cleanup man. They are one of the most important players on the field, but they're in most cases they're not the most important defender. But when you have a great safety, it covers up a lot of different things because great safeties could come up and make hits. It's like having an extra linebacker on the field that then can go chase down or stay, close enough to a dude that runs 4-3 out here. You know what I'm saying? And you can go defend the pass at the same time. So safeties are important, but they're not always the most important.
Yeah, I don't think.
How close was he with Odell when he ran that crossing route?
Well, how many people?
I'm just saying. You're telling me that he's top 3. You're telling me that there's literally no other one better outside of maybe 1 or 2 safeties, and you're telling me that he can't guard Odell.
Give me a great safety that would have.
That's not the safety's job. Safety's jobs primarily are running backs and tight ends. It's not the wide receivers. They apply additional support. You play Madden, bro. What do safeties primarily do? They play in coverage. They play off. They don't really play man-to-man. And when they do, they play running backs and they play tight ends, bro. They don't really line up against wide receivers like that. Odell Beckham, when healthy, is a top 3 wide receiver, dog. And we're talking about arguably the shiftiest wide receiver in the league when healthy. So, no, there's not any safety, not even Ed Reed, no Troy Polamalu.
Now you speaking blasphemous, man.
Rod Woodson. Because Rod Woodson,
they can't stay with him.
No.
They can't stay with him. Only Rod Woodson and maybe Charles Woodson. Those are the only 2 guys that play safety that could probably stay with Odell Beckham, dog.
That's when they play corner.
and they both play corner. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So you paying them FIFA? You let the Jets to pay him?
If I'm the Jets, no, I wouldn't. I would trade him.
So then, where's the value that I'm seeing in here?
Well, that's kind of
the reason why I'm trading him is because of my ineptitude, not because of Jamal Adams. It's my ineptitude as a franchise. I have not been able to maximize what he can do on the field because I haven't been able to put enough people around him. So therefore, I need to move on from him and bring in 2, maybe 3 players that can actually do that can help bolster the entire roster. Instead of putting all my chips on that one guy that isn't going to do nothing for this particular team.
So Shelton, you said he's not worth what he's asking for, right?
No.
FIFO, I think you're in agreement with that, and I think I'm in. I'm in agreement with that. So I don't think we disagree in terms of how much he's asking for. Position, relative impact on the field compared to other positions that you need to allot money for. So we're acknowledging his talent, but we're also in agreement with you in terms of, bro, you ain't worth $20 million a year.
No.
So
I don't think he leaves the Jets. I don't think the Jets are gonna ask for too much, and I don't think
they're gonna come down on the asking price. Now they have to. They don't have a choice. They have to move on because he's a bad apple at this point for them.
See, and that's the reason why you got to trade people. You don't re-sign him, you lose him to walking, and you don't get nothing back for it. So what's the purpose? The purpose? Trade him. Yeah, they're going to have to come down. You're not going to get no 2 first-round picks for no damn safety, bro.
But watch they screw it up because they're going to wait until the last minute and end up getting a terrible-ass deal for Jamal Adams.
They will get that Houston deal.
I don't know about that because I've been surprised. I don't know if the Cowboys have had better negotiators, but they or the teams that have traded with the Cowboys, because Amari Cooper went for a first round, and he's damn sure not top 3 at his position. So you never know. Some team could be that desperate. And that could be the Cowboys.
So what did you think? What did you think Amari Cooper was worth? You didn't think he was worth the first rounder?
No, he's worth the second rounder at most.
But to the Cowboys,
he was worth
that first rounder.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Because they couldn't draft a wide receiver that was going to produce like Amari Cooper in the first round. So
they just did this year.
We haven't seen him play yet.
I'm checking for CeeDee Lamb, and I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb's and Amari Cooper's stats.
I love CD, but I don't see him doing what Amari does.
But we just haven't seen him play yet.
Go ahead, Cam.
But in this draft, but in the draft that I think where they traded for him, I don't think this level of talent was present. So if we're talking about 2020, then he probably wouldn't have been worth it because they probably could have found one. But the evidence is on the field. He changed that franchise around when they got him. Mm-hmm. So he was worth it for them. I mean, he's always had the talent. Oakland just didn't know what to do with him. They jacked it up.
Same situation.
What do you think Jamal's worth, Nick? Matt?
Per year?
Yeah.
I'll pay him like 12 to 14.
I'm bad at this, so I don't know. I was just curious. 20 is a lot.
20
you
is
done
too
lost
much
your
because you got
goddamn
to,
mind.
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
with the Cowboys on that defense. Like they've got other players that they still got to pay, coming down the line too.
Yeah, you're not gonna reset the market at that
Nah.
position. That's not gonna happen.
You
And to be honest,
get paid like the top safety, but you're not gonna pay. You're not gonna get paid like you the only safety.
yeah, you ain't gonna change the money exchange for the position, nah. Because he sounds like Jimmy Graham when he was asking for his money.
It's
and
very
we see what happened to him.
It's
Damn. So that means they damn sure won't sign Dak then.
Yeah, they've been entertaining this trade for a minute because they were supposed to trade for him last.
Yep.
It was him and who was it? Earl, the safety who's with Baltimore now. Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was between him. Well, they were trying to get Earl Thomas earlier, but obviously that fell through. And then Jamal Adams came up in the middle of last season.
But he may be willing to take less because he wants to go play there.
Yeah, he's from Dallas.
Yeah, so he may be like, all right, well, if it's not 20, I'll take 15 or 14 or 12. Maybe I can make that up elsewhere. Or maybe I just want to win. When you've been with a team like that, man, shit, and you've been losing like horribly, how much is winning worth to you? You know, so, but I want to go back to these players that's talking about that don't want to play this season. This is the first time we've heard this. This is a bit, I won't say it's a game changer, but it's noticeable for them to speak out like this. The NFL's...
You talking about the players? You talking about the NFL?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
now,
yeah.
Look, I would like to know who's talking. You know,
who
these players are. Because that matters. But the NFL... They're a mafia. They're a gangster. They like everything. They're fucking own government. I wonder. Well, I don't see them capitulating to this at all. But it's gonna be very, very interesting to watch how they handle this.
Yeah, and how this plays out, and who else is gonna start coming out. Not as the bed is laid out.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is gonna come? What other players? What other NFL? What other teams or managers? Like, yeah, you're right, Ken. I am interested to see how this is gonna play out because when I saw that, I was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, like you always said, Ken, like these white folks don't play when it comes to that money. And with all these TV contracts and everything that's already set for the NFL, it's the highest gross sport in the U.S. and probably in the world. And it's just like, man, they ain't gonna mess around with that money.
I'm gonna let you know right now, the NFL been showing their cards when they got the replacement refs. They don't mind replacing players. they'll reboot this. They'll do the exact how FIFA's GM in the Browns right now. They gonna do the exact same thing. They'll let everybody go and start over.
Hey, y'all look up and see Keanu Reeves out there on the field.
I know, right?
Like the goddamn replacements. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna watch it, man, because they've been noticeably quiet. And with Fauci coming out and saying what he said, with this first wave starting to pick back up and a possible or rumored horrible second wave, we'll see. But the NFL, I mean, they've already went on record of saying, look, if you get it, you get it. So if you don't want to play, just like the NBA was like, all right, you don't want to play. Like David Bertans was like, nah, I ain't going. Like saying there's like a report that 3 Spurs players are talking about not playing either. And they're like, all right, is LeBron gonna be here?
That's all that matters. It's LeBron, Kawhi, and who's the third? And Giannis.
They don't care about Kawhi. They don't need him. Is LeBron playing? Nick, you know they don't give a damn if Kawhi play or not, man.
Trevor Ariza said he's not playing.
And they don't give a damn about him either.
I'm about to say, I could give a damn about Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza, he's trying to catch that virus.
This ain't 09 when he was with the Lakers.
Well, he said he wants to spend time with his son.
Yeah, of course. But no, they probably do need Kawhi because they need that Lakers Clippers thing that they've been trying to build. But
what you mean trying to build? It's been working.
Yeah, no, it did. It did. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. So
Speaking
yeah.
of NBA, I was looking on ESPN again as well, and they kind of got the NBA draft lottery as far as the potential order of how things could shake out. With the top 5 picks so far being Golden State, Cleveland, Minnesota, Atlanta, and Detroit and New York are, as far as the Knicks, are like the 5th and 6th spot as far as interchangeable. What do y'all think about Golden State possibly having a number 1 overall pick?
So unfair. It's so unfair. But I think it's interesting if they do take my guy Anthony Edwards, because like that dude is a physical beast, man. I think outside of James Wiseman, physically he's the most ready guy in this draft. And man, like I think it would be so unfair because now you got a legit dude that can penetrate with muscle and strength and power, because obviously Steph gets there off of finesse. Clay runs around like Reggie Miller. You know what I'm saying? He don't need dribbles to get buckets. But Anthony Edwards also got a 3 and he's streaky. So I don't know, man. Like I think it's really unfair because you got a guy that, I think you could put a lot on his shoulders very early on. And I think he has that type of mentality that he's going to respond. Or if they take James Wiseman, I think his skill set lends to what the guys already do. He's like Chris Bosh, but bigger. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more athletic. So, man, it's so unfair if they get the number 1 pick. Now, if they get a top 2, top 3 pick, I'm cool with that because obviously they were trash. But the number 1 pick,
yeah,
that's unfair.
Yeah.
I saw some teams were cooling off of LaMelo, FIFO. Have you seen that?
I think LaMelo's not everybody's cup of tea. And I was watching some of LaMelo ball highlights. I was also watching Anthony Edwards highlights literally the other night. And I like LaMelo, but it depends on where he goes.
FIFO hedging.
It depends on where he goes. Like here's the thing. I like him in New York because just the box office of who LaMelo is. Like he's gonna put butts in seats. He's that good. He's that talented. I think he has the highest IQ in this draft. I think his passing ability was so underrated because he played with both of his older brothers. But that last year at Spire and then the year that he had in Australia, bro, his passing ability is next level. There's no better passer in this draft. And the other place that I really like him, only because they wouldn't take Anthony Edwards just because they couldn't because of draft order, but the Atlanta Hawks. And I've been thinking about it. Okay, LaMelo's a defensive liability. So is Trae Young. How do you win with that? But I think that offensively it works so well that it's too hard to pass up LaMelo if you can't get Anthony Edwards. Because you're talking about a dude that's 6'8", but he's only 18, going to be 19. He's may grow another inch. You don't know. He's definitely going to get bigger. We see his dad. We're looking at Zoe, and we already know what Jello is. And then it gives Trae Young and LaMelo time to play off the ball because both of those guys are really good off the ball. And they both are similar players in terms of passing. I think is their both of their best abilities. Shooting is their second best ability. And LaMelo has a lot of different layup packages. You know what I'm saying? So he can get to the lane and finish. So I like that combo of LaMelo and Trae offensively. Defensively, I don't know. But then you add Cam Reddish to that mix. So I like LaMelo in Atlanta, and I like him in New York. Other places, I'm very questionable.
You basically just want him in Atlanta. That's all you got to really say.
Well, I do not want LaMelo here.
Because I prefer Anthony Edwards here. I really do, because when I look at the construction of the squad, we have a lot of pretty boys. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the Hawks roster, John Collins can get grimy a little bit. He's a finisher around the rim. But Anthony Edwards plays with a certain edge that nobody on the Hawks has right now. And I want that edge. I want that 6'5", 220-pound frame imposing his will. Because think about the type of spacing. You got Kevin Huerter. You got DeAndre, I want to say Hopkins, but I know it's not Hopkins. DeAndre Hunter. You got Cam Reddish. So you're going to have floor spacing. You know what I'm saying? I would even like James Wiseman here, even though we made a trade for Clint Capella. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, James Wiseman and John Collins, I'd rather have that than Clint Capella. So they have some ways to go. Anthony Edwards first, LaMelo second, and James Wiseman third for the Hawks.
I think LaMelo to the Hawks would be horrible because I think Trey would just be pushed to the side because he can do everything probably Trey can do and he's taller. So it's just
that's too many MCs, not enough mics for me, boy.
Yeah,
he could pass, man. I'm telling you, he's not trying to gun like that. And I think the Hawks have the offensive system that they play that fast pace. They play at the pace that I think will get everybody easy shots.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm nervous about him going to New York because I feel like he's like an Antonio Brown, like super talented, but could be difficult in the locker room coaching wise. Like if it comes down to it. But I do agree with you, FIFO, as far as like the talent on, and then mix that all with what the Knicks got going on. As far I like the pieces they've got as far as they've collected, and I think if he got there, that would be interesting. But at the same time, point guards usually run the show, and I don't know if I trust him enough to be.
But I think he's a combo guard. I don't think he's a point guard. I think he.
But they're gonna put him at point though.
Of course, because it depends. Like the Knicks would put him at point.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Put him at the 2. The Golden State Warriors will put him at the 2. So it depends on where he goes.
What about Cleveland? Cleveland probably gonna have the number 1 pick.
Look, first of all, they done drafted Colin Sexton. They don't need another guard.
They don't need a guard, period.
Hey, we said the same. We said Arizona didn't need a quarterback. They got Kyler Murray.
No. But Kyler Murray was worth it though.
Hey, Kyler Murray said he's gonna kneel next year.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, I will see. Where were all y'all Negroes at 4 years ago? When only 11 of y'all decided to do it. But yeah, you're right, man. I wish I could give you a basketball reason why LaMelo in Atlanta wouldn't work and would be horrible. I can't give you a basketball reason why, but I think it would be a hot mess. But you are right about the pretty boys, because Trae Young hair is a little too straight for me sometimes.
Yeah, mm-hmm. It's just the defensive side, man. Them two ain't gonna guard nobody put together. It's just not gonna happen. It wouldn't be a good look on defense at all. Offense, I think they could make it work, but defensively, you need somebody who can step up and play some defense. And even with the Cam Reddish and players like that, they don't have it. They don't have a defensive player to do that. Anthony Edwards is going to grow into that. And like my brother said, he depends on the 3 a lot too. It's going to take a second for his game to get where it needs to be.
Plus, so they got that other guy that Shelton talk about all the time.
Which one?
Don't he play for the Hawks?
Which one?
I don't know his name. Your boy.
Oh, the one you was.
Oh yeah, he played point. Oh, Brandon, they ain't gonna take Brandon out. Yeah, Brandon's a lot. Brandon's a lot.
But I like Anthony Edwards though.
I do
too. So who do y'all think is like the top? So is Wiseman, LaMelo, and Anthony Edwards a lock for the top 3?
They are.
I don't think LaMelo is anymore.
Nah, they got LaMelo's still number 1. Denny Avidad, or I don't know that name. He's the number 2 as far as player.
What
then
site
it's Anthony
you on?
Edwards. I'm on ESPN. These are the top 4
Oh
players.
no, you need to go find another site. They don't
Anthony Edwards is 3, and then the last one is James Wiseman. That's 4. Those are the top 4 players in the draft right now.
Man,
what about Obi Toppin?
Obi Toppin is going to be the rookie of the year. That's exactly what I was about to say. He's probably the most ready.
I think Obi's gonna have a good rookie year. I don't know what his ceiling is, man. Like Obi is weird to me, because you're talking about a tweener, obviously athletic, can run and jump, do a lot of things. Got a jumper, has IQ, ball handling ability, but I don't know how he dominates in the NBA, and I don't know if he's gonna be a dominant player. He just may be a great role player. You know, like Shane Battier was a damn lottery pick. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Yeah. He just needs to get. He reminds me of Bridges with the Hornets. Bridges just plays solid basketball. He can get you 20, and he just can play ball, man. He's just a ball player.
You know where I see him? You know why I think he fits? Just because of what they're trying to do, and obviously they don't have a direction, but they need to start moving in a direction. I think Obi Toppin would make sense. Would be the Cleveland Cavs.
Cleveland.
I
know that's what you're gonna say.
Because you got to move on from Tristan. You got to move on from K Love. That'll create space for him. Him and Larry Nance, I think, can play together.
Yeah.
Obi got more range than Larry Nance. So that could be your small ball 4-5. So to me, Cleveland, especially because the last two drafts you drafted guards. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to start drafting something else to complement the guards.
Yeah, they need a strong wing, and I think he's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? Nick, you good?
Oh man, my tripod failed, but I'm good. I'm good.
I was like, I was hoping it wasn't you that failed.
No.
But yeah, Obi in Cleveland makes a lot of sense. I thought about that too. My brother he always talked about Killian Hayes too. So Killian Hayes is supposed to be really nice point guard, 6'6". He's in the French basketball league, but he's pretty nice too, from what I can tell. So it's just gonna be interesting to see where these boys go and how they play. When is the draft? Is it in October now?
I don't know when they're gonna do it. Let me see.
October 15th. When is the draft normally though?
The draft is normally
been done by now.
It's normally around this time. It's normally around this week.
That's what I thought.
October this week.
Because it's always after the NBA Finals. The draft is always after the NBA Finals.
Yeah. Hey, what's bugging me out though is they're talking about delaying all these seasons, right? What happens to the year after? That's my question. Are you gonna go back to the regular schedules? Or
they push it back, and then they may play another shorter season to get back in sync with the calendar.
Oh, okay. Because I think about that with all sports. I'm like, okay, so we playing different times. How are we gonna get back on schedule? Or is this the new norm?
Yeah, the NBA said that they were looking to do a shorter season next year, like 60 games, which would be great because that's something that's been talked about on here a lot. I know Nick has pushed for it a lot on here, so we'll finally get.
Well, not 60. I would say 70 to 60, 65 to 70 is a good range.
Yeah,
60 sounds. If you ain't in 20 games, you can figure out who's going to be damn near in the playoffs by that point.
I mean, I think that's good because it makes for more meaningful games if you shorten the season by 20 games. I mean, I think it would make the regular season a little bit more watchable. I mean, of course, guys like myself and people will probably watch regular season NBA like crazy.
Anyway,
but I think the 60 games, it would like I said, it would make the regular season games a little more intense, a little more meaningful, and I think more people will watch it because they be like, okay, this is some serious ball going on.
Right.
Well, the NBA got a problem on their hands because Ron DeSantis in Florida done jacked that whole damn state up.
I was reading about that.
Yeah, man. Like they're saying they may be the next New York, like the next epicenter here with cases. So they're lucky that Florida can basically self-isolate themselves and put themselves in a bubble. But that has to be, concerning to see that happen and knowing that there is no plan B. So now you're really talking, like if the cases would have stayed at least even or started to at least go down a little bit, it would make it a lot easier. I still think they're going to probably play regardless because a lot of the players' mind is set on it now. But he got to get that shit under control because you got that shit going up. You got all these college players catching that shit left and right, which they'll be fine. These motherfuckers are like goddamn young fucking stallions and shit. So they'll be fine.
Jealous. He was talking about your back earlier. He was like, goddamn, boy.
I know. So, a lot of them, for the most part, should recover except for those that have underlying conditions. Like, you don't want to lose a life, and that would be tragic. But, most college football teams are, 50, 60-something players, I would imagine. So if 29 of them coming down with it, they basically doing herd immunity. So at some point, they all going to catch it and then go back to normal, and they'll be able to play. So that's the situation. And then the other guy, what's that guy? The one in Mississippi talking about he ain't gonna play until the state changed the flag. I hope he already filed his transfer papers because he ain't stepping on that field anytime soon. Yeah, at all. Speaking of, I saw in the chat. I forgot who said it. Let me see if I can find it. But they found another goddamn noose in Sonoma. Trey Stallings said
Really?
it. Yep. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Bubba Wallace, you need to get the hell out of there.
Wow.
Who buys rope like who's buying stock in rope like that?
This might be Jesse. Jesse setting Bubba up.
He trying to spread awareness.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's that, man. These man. This is gonna be interesting to watch too. I mean, it's easy to denounce it, but them motherfuckers in NASCAR are mad. Like they hot.
They are mad.
Like to know that
you took their flag away. They upset, kid.
Yeah, they thought they were safe.
Yeah,
they did.
If anybody thought they weren't gonna be touched, I guarantee it was NASCAR people. So, that hit close to home for them. So they gonna fight.
Yeah, because they like, we ain't even the black people demographic. Why you messing with us?
Right.
They don't even watch us.
We ain't got shit to do with this.
Yeah, ain't even no black lives on the track.
Because every time I try to watch NASCAR, the first thing I think of, this is a waste of gas. It is a complete waste of gas.
This is true. But yeah, man, damn, that's fucked up. I hope that brother is okay. Somebody said they called it Noose car. Somebody put that in the chat. I think that was young Whirling. Yeah, that shit was funny. That shit was hilarious.
That's all I
BL,
got.
what's the chances y'all think the NBA starts July 31st? I think it is.
I say 80-85% chance.
100. It's about the money.
100. Yep.
It's going.
What you think, Shelton?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm thinking more August. I think it's gonna happen. I just don't know about July 31st.
Wait, you think it's gonna be August 1st? What's the difference?
Maybe August 15th. You know what I'm saying? Like somewhere in that range. Sometime in August. Put it that way. They may push it back a couple weeks and try just to throw the people off, but they gonna.
I think the more they push it back, the more likely he's not coming back. That's why I think it's 80-85% if they start. Like if that's the official start date, I'm leaning towards that. I'll be like, okay, most likely it's coming back. But if they say,
the only way I think that it doesn't happen if a lot of big names plan not to play.
Right.
That's the only way it gets pushed back. But I think if the biggest stars are going to play, the NBA season will.
And when is what's your percentage, Nick? I mean, B.
Probably like.
You don't give a damn.
Yeah, probably like 60%, maybe. Yeah, I would say 60.
Because when is the deadline? They got to tell everybody they got, if they're playing or not.
It has to be towards the top of July, I would think.
Yeah, I thought it was like around the 4th of, close to like Nick said, the top of July, early July-ish or whatever.
Yeah, I was trying to find it, but
because they got to get all their families down there.
Oh no, they got to tell them by tomorrow.
Oh, okay, there you go, the 23rd, huh?
So yeah, so tomorrow's gonna be an interesting. No, Wednesday, the 24th.
Yeah, 24th. I would say it's definitely more than 50%. I mean, yeah, it looked like everything is damn as far as in the start back playing. Whatever, so.
Well, Dame Lillard tried to pull out, but they whooped his ass.
If it doesn't, I mean, I wouldn't be like, I'd be like, well, they need to wrap it up anyway. I mean, it need to be no season. I don't think they should come back anyway.
But your ass gonna watch.
Yeah, I know I am. I am gonna watch. I am, but I still think like I'm still like, man, just chalk it up and just start on Christmas Day. That's that's how I feel. Start the new season Christmas Day.
So you willing to wait till Christmas now for any kind of sport?
No, I mean I'm talking about specifically for the we gonna get the NFL. I mean, you know the NFL is gonna happen. You know, what else is supposed to be going on in the fall? Well, you know, more baseball. We probably ain't gonna have no baseball. Damn.
But like I said, NFL talking about not starting in January. So
Man,
them white folks will lose their goddamn mind.
Thank you, kid. That shit. Hey, Shelton. I am in the mindset that NFL will start on time. Like, regardless if they can have fans in the stands or not. If they, we still gonna get. It's still gonna be NFL. You know what I mean? They're still gonna have the NFL. So they're gonna do like Atlanta, put fake crowd noise in the stadium. Or whatever. But they, like Ken said, they're going to have the NFL. NFL is going to happen.
Yeah,
or not, they're going to have it.
I can't fathom a whole calendar year of no sports. Like I just like all that money. Like look at this 2020 was supposed to be a great year for sports. March Madness, the Olympics, the NBA Finals. You know, obviously we were gonna get baseball. All that's canceled now.
A lot of black quarterbacks in the NFL. The black quarterbacks were running the NFL. A brother won the Super Bowl. You know, yeah. Now,
yeah.
I mean,
ain't that about a bitch? As soon as we start winning, that's when the world gonna end.
let me find out. COVID was a cover up to get them black quarterbacks down the top.
The only thing I got hope for is just boxing matches, man. That's the only thing I got hopeful for is boxing matches.
Hey man, and they've been boxing been on pretty regular. They had like
ESPN, top rank been having fanless boxing arenas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Thursday night. It came on Thursday, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
MMA was on Saturday night as well. It was a good weekend for boxing.
Didn't old boy retire again?
Who?
Conor?
Yeah.
Conor retired again. Well, yeah, again. I think he retired just for good this time. I don't know.
He was supposed to box Floyd, right?
For the rematch. I mean, that was
talked about, but I don't think it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think it was unless they was willing to pay them dumb amount of money, but I don't think
like 300 million or something like that.
Yeah, like it had to be like a dumb amount. I would think Floyd and Conor would have definitely put on another boxing fight, but nah.
Hey, did y'all know soccer was as racist as it is?
Yes.
I didn't know. I don't follow soccer, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I knew it based. I mean, I don't follow it that well, but hella Africans like soccer, so you kind of hear some things. But yeah, no one in the world really likes black people. That's what soccer pretty much points out, because they call. You would think soccer would be more, I guess, not more inclusive, but because it's a world sport that they'll be used to different races and all that stuff. Nah, they be calling them black people on those soccer teams who be playing for like the premier soccer leagues and stuff. They call them monkeys and all that stuff too.
Shit's fucked up,
They even they threw banana peels at some people too.
Yep. That shit's fucked up, man.
I didn't know that.
They be going in. They be cussing them black. They call them every goddamn thing you can think of.
And they be playing they usually be the best player on their Euro League too.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, do they discriminate, or do they just are they hard on like everybody who's not with them? Because I don't know that part. You know what I'm saying?
It don't matter really when you call somebody a monkey and throwing a banana peel, like that's not heckling. That's like overt
I know it's racism, but I'm saying, are they doing that to their people on their own team, or they just attacking the other team? Because I know they kind of all the way around racist over there, though, right?
Well, so I listen to a lot of podcasts around the world, and it's so interesting to hear them talk about racism in their country, like in the UK and Canada and all kind of shit like that. So that's how I be hearing about all this shit, man, and reading those stories about, you know, the shit that be going on in those other sports. Well, definitely in soccer, because I be reading those headlines and shit like that. But So to answer your question, I think it's somewhat both. I think it's heckling because they don't like black people, but you got to cheer for them already because they're on your team. So it's like, what do you do?
Right.
So, but yeah, so I think it's both. But just start paying attention. That's why some of them were kneeling back then. They're also sexist, very misogynistic as well. Like soccer as a culture, as a sport, is fucked up. But it's a very, very popular sport. And for the life of me, I don't understand how they've managed with its popularity to overcome a lot of these societal issues that they have in their sport, but they do.
It's the money. The money can bury all that.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's the most popular sport in the world. I know
Mm-hmm.
we like to think American football is, but it's really soccer.
Nah, soccer.
And yeah, and when they do their world that FIFA World Cup, man.
Yeah, if we did a soccer show, shit.
There's a couple before the pandemic, there was a couple sports bars that were just like pure soccer for the Atlanta team and all that, and even just like for overseas. Atlanta has a good fan base for soccer.
Yeah, it says soccer
I
has.
went to a soccer game. I went to an Atlanta United soccer game. I mean, the atmosphere was cool as hell, but I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
It says that soccer is number 1, cricket is number 2, and basketball is number 3.
Cricket. Who they called for that damn survey?
I don't know. Where's football on this list?
It's where the population's at. The more people that play this sport is gonna get more, attention. Not a lot. No one really outside of the U.S. plays American football. I mean, a little bit now in the U.K., but even then, that's barely that.
All right, yeah, I was just trying to Google, man. Yeah, like August 3rd, 2019, Zenit St. Petersburg fan displays a banner to Brazilian Malcolm stating that black players aren't welcome at the club. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat, man. This like soccer, man. They on some other shit. They on October 14th. Bulgaria fans make Nazi salutes and monkey noises aimed at English black players during the Euro 2020 qualifier. They get creative too. They get creative.
Hey, I would say that about white people. White people are the most creative races. Boy, man, you got to give them credit for that. Boy, they be coming up with some shit.
Oh shit! But all right, well, y'all got anything else?
Nah, that's it for me.
All right, cool. Well,
hey, let me ask y'all a question on here while I got
ahead.
y'all. My brother sent me something, and I really would like to know people's take on this. Who was the better player, Charlie Ward or Michael Vick in college?
In college?
Who was the most talented out of the two?
I'm just going by Vic because to be honest with you, I didn't hear about Charlie Ward until he won that Heisman and played in the NBA. I never watched his college career, so I'm gonna say Vic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vic too.
I witnessed Vic's entire college career, and I was like, "Holy shit!" But I've never watched Charlie Ward's career at Florida State.
Charlie was special. That's all I can say. He was a special football player. It was amazing what he did to play basketball. It was on Dion's level as far as to be able to switch sports like that.
Because he was quarterback, wasn't he? Did he play quarterback?
Yeah, he was the QB1. He was the man. Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, I never. Like I said, I never.
Go back and watch some.
I'm trying to think. Was I watching college football that year? Because I'm like, man, I didn't even remember hearing about dude. I don't know.
Please go back and watch some of his game film. It was fun to watch. Florida State was really fun to watch back then.
I'll go Vic too. Only because, man, I remember that national championship game.
Man, yeah, Vic was unreal, man.
When he brought,
yeah,
man, I remember watching that dude. Was like, what in the hell? This guy's gonna blow the NFL away.
Yeah. Charlie was good though. I remember Charlie was. Charlie could play. Charlie was good, man. But yeah, Vic was something else. But I guess it depends on the criteria he's talking about. Because I mean, Vic was definitely athletic and ran all over the field and was electrifying. So what type
Vic
of
never won
football
a Heisman
player?
either, did he? Did Vic win? Vic never won a Heisman, did he?
Mm-mm. Peter Warwick won, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yep, Peter
He
Ward
did.
sure did.
Because he turned that game around. Remember, I think Vic brought him all the way back, and then I think he had like a punt return or something.
He sure did. I remember that, Ken. Damn, I remember that. Yep.
That's who CD Lamb is, Peter Ward.
Yep. That
That's
game
exactly who he is.
Peter Ward versus Michael Vick. That's literally and I have not witnessed many college football games that it literally turns into a one-on-one battle.
One-on-one.
That literally was a one-on-one battle. It was Peter Ward versus Michael Vick that whole game.
Yep.
That was a great game.
No, it was.
Very underrated. Like when ESPN does all of their top college football games, that one rarely gets put up there. But that's one of the best games ever played.
Mm-hmm. Sebastian Pierre said that cricket is huge in India and Britain. Britain doesn't shock me, but I don't know about India, so appreciate that.
Yeah, India, they be playing that hella. Like if you go on a college campus, all the Indian students and Asian students be playing that.
Damn. Okay. Shit. All right. Well. Anyway. Damn. Cricket. The numbers. The second most popular sport in the world.
It looks so shitty. But a lot of people play it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What I noticed about this list and what I didn't think about is not the most popular watch sport. It's the most popular played sport. If that makes sense. So that's what the difference in this list is. More people play it than the other sports. So I guess that's where it comes from.
I got you. Ain't
nobody football, they watching it, but they.
Well, a lot of people watch soccer too. That's why. So, but yeah, that still makes sense. When soccer's in season.
But growing up, that's your first sport usually. Like you play soccer.
Yeah.
It wasn't mine.
Wait. Say it again, Nick.
At least that's what it was for me and my homies. Our first sport, like as far as like a youth, like when you were like a toddler, you playing soccer.
It depends.
Not for this. Not for this guy here, girl. Nope. Soccer was way afterthought. Like, I mean, I think it's dope now, kids that's in Detroit now or whatever, or, even in Michigan that's playing soccer now. But growing up in the 80s, the basketball and football and baseball was third too, because I played baseball. But it was basketball, football, and baseball was really the only sports that mattered in Detroit. So
yeah, I could definitely say Chicago.
I don't know what you're talking about with soccer, bro.
Yeah, in Chicago, definitely basketball. When I was coming up in Miami, everybody played football. And here's the thing, though. I agree with B. I like kids playing soccer first because it works on your footwork, and that footwork in soccer translates to every sport.
Everything translates to everything. Yeah.
What about you, Sheldon?
It was the same for me. We played basketball and football and mixed baseball. Well, we played baseball too. All three of those sports.
But first,
I did. Yeah. I did play some soccer though, but I played soccer more at school.
And we laughed at soccer.
Yeah, at home it was basketball. Basketball was always first.
At soccer, we was like, man, you trying to play soccer? You lame as hell. Like that was how. Like that's how we was. I'm serious. That's how we was growing up in the D, man. Like you like soccer, like
we played soccer.
You like what the fuck is that? Like you better go overseas somewhere and play that shit. We don't play soccer. I'm dead.
I understand.
And you definitely wasn't watching it. Ain't nobody got.
No, it was never watched. Yeah.
Ken is over there dying, dog. I'm serious, man. Like that's
because you reminded him of the conversation he overheard back in the day about niggas playing soccer.
Ken is done. Ken is done.
Oh man, yeah. Nah, be right though. Yeah, nobody was like soccer, nigga. What?
It may be a generational thing. It may be like the late
It gotta
90s,
be.
early
It got.
2000s.
Yeah, Nick, we play.
Everybody I
When you
seen.
said the first thing kids play, I'm like, wait. Excuse me, time out. Flag on the play. Like,
We play
dude
kickball.
was not worried
Yep.
about
Kickball and dodgeball.
That's it.
Right. Hey, dodgeball was more
with the
popular than
soccer ball. That's probably why you got
Dodgeball was more
confused,
popular
Nick.
than
We weren't playing
kickball.
soccer.
we was not playing soccer in the fucking 80s, dude. Like, we was not playing that.
But Nick, you're absolutely right. Now it is a generational thing. To FIFO's point, yeah, like what you said will probably be somewhat of a true statement for my kids because they started out playing soccer at like 2 and shit.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but
They
nah.
got like a huge soccer association right up the street from my house.
And then I can afford to put them in soccer too. I can afford to put them in soccer. Like, you know, my mom wasn't paying for any of that shit.
Yeah. Even when we record Dead End, like they always there's a soccer game always like with every summer or towards the fall.
Yeah.
They stay playing until late at night.
Yep.
It's huge.
It's one of those same buildings right up the street from my house. And it's packed with kids. It's like hundreds of kids out there. And that's not exaggeration. It's literally probably 1,000 kids that play it. This place is huge right up the street. So it's a big sport now.
I think it's dope. Soccer is now way more popular now than it was when I was growing up. You know, when Ken, like, you know, myself and Ken was growing up, or even you, Shudder. Like, I think it's dope to see it now, you know, getting popular here in the States. But back when I was growing up, hell no, that shit was so laughed at. That shit was so laughed at.
Because you can get scholarships and shit.
He was laughing
like,
too, B.
Yeah, you can get full ride with that shit. So as a parent, I'm thinking shit.
Yeah.
And you can make a lot of money. It's like, you need to play this shit right here.
Yeah.
Right.
That and tennis. Tennis is another one.
Yeah.
You get your kids in tennis.
You got to play some golf too.
Yeah, golf is that long term. You get good at golf, you can play that till you 99.
Yeah, I think my next door neighbor's playing golf. He's gonna be playing in college next year. I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he got a little scholarship for that. So
but
that's the way to go.
A lot of single parent households, they can't afford golf though. Golf is expensive.
Yeah,
sport.
golf too. The clubs alone would be like hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, B, you was making fun of the soccer kids, bro. Nigga trying to find another way out. You say only football and basketball, boy.
Dude, I was making fun. If someone brought up soccer, I'd be like, man, you better get the fuck on with that. Every time.
I mean, kickball.
And a lot of my friends. It wasn't just me. It was me and like all my boys, man. Like, we was all like, soccer. Like, motherfucker, take your ass to Europe and play that shit. Like, we was going in, dude. We used to go in on motherfuckers that brought up soccer. Like, nah. We see you on the hardwood, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't grow up that culture, man. But anyway, that was a fun discussion, man. So we're gonna get out of here. We appreciate you guys showing up. We almost there, y'all. We're gonna do a countdown now until basketball. That's what we're gonna do. July is next week. So we're gonna start a countdown. But anyway, that's gonna do it for us this week. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.